Welcome to the Headley Highlight Show's Uplifting Corner. My show often covers matters that deserve serious discussion, but in life we need light as well as darkness. So here is this week's contribution. But before I jump into this week's contribution, can I say thank you to everyone who's been listening, liking, sharing, commenting, and boosting and donating to my channel. Please continue to do so at denisehedley.com, and also you can find me on my website of the same name, denisehedley.com. I'm partial to 3 wings and chips and a bit of Bitcoin if you're feeling particularly generous. So let's jump all over this week's Uplifting Corner. So my show, like I said, covers matters that deserve serious discussion. But in life, we need light as well as darkness. And October is Black History Month in the UK. So during this month, I have been honouring lots of inspirational and pioneering Black women, just like myself, because I see myself as a pioneering Black woman. And I'm honouring today Lucy Craft Langley. She was a teacher and she was impactful in her life. Lucy Craft Langley was born in 1854 in Macon, Georgia, to formerly enslaved parents Louisa and David Langley. Her father, a carpenter and Presbyterian minister, brought his own freedom when him and his wife gave birth to Lucy. Despite laws forbidding Black literacy, Lucy was nurtured by her parents to read at age 4 and translate Latin by 12. Lucy excelled at Lewis High School and joined the first class at Atlanta University in 1869. Outraged when women were barred from classic courses, she channeled her indignation into a lifelong quest to break barriers for others. After a decade of teaching, she set out to build a school of her own. In 1883, her first class opened in the Christ Presbyterian Church in Augusta, starting with 6 students. As numbers soared, she refused government funding, knowing it came with strings. White control could force the curriculum changes or even replacement of Black teachers with white administrators. Instead, she sought private support from benefactor Francine Haynes. Langley's independence meant she could teach a rigorous Black pride-centered curriculum, including Latin and Black history, without interference. When white supremacist threats loomed, she relied on community vigilance, stationing trusted adults to guard the school and refusing to let outside authorities intimidate students. The Haynes Institute grew to 900 students. How amazing is that? Offering not just academics, but also vocational training, kindergarten and nursery programs. It became a cultural hub, hosting concerts and civil rights meetings. Her school graduates attended Howard, Fisk, and Yale, and her example inspired other icons. Her refusal to accept 1 cent from the state meant her students saw Black leadership in action and learned that self-determination, not subservience, was their birthright. And that to me is a really inspiring story. I like the way it speaks about the vision of one person and the values that their parents instilled into them, and to have the vision to bring a dream to reality. And that's what you call, I think, manifesting in the real world, because she thought about it and she had emotions about it, and then those emotions turned into physical activities, and those physical activities generated the result where 900 students were being educated by her. And that's such an important thing. What you think is what you are. And I was listening to this chap the other day on one of my social media channels, and he said whatever you visualize in your mind, your reality can go no further than that. So for Miss Langley, she visualized a school. She visualized a different experience than she could, she had probably seen in her own lifetime. I mean, her parents were enslaved. But the fact is, she thought about it. She then had emotions about it, and then she created that. And that's a real lesson for all of us. If we have an idea of ourselves in our mind that limits us, your reality will never go further than that, because you never see yourself in any other way. So never see yourself in limiting capacities. Try to think of yourself, even if it's as I don't know, gargantuan, imaginative thinking as what's ever possible. And I'm going to share something with you now, because I'm actually doing this, and I'm sitting at my desk, and I have an imaginary picture on my desk. And I have an imaginary picture on my desk where I commissioned a piece of artwork, and I got somebody to draw me. But I got them to draw me as a insect. So I have a half insect body, and I have a human head, 6 arms, a staff, wings, and a collection of bee men. Basically, I've got a collection of bee men, and they're all around, and they're serving my needs in whatever capacity I choose. And the importance of my alter ego, her name is Edwina, basically, and she is a bee, but she's a bee with half a human body. And in my mind, I can be Edwina. I can fly. My wings in my picture have eyes. I might even put this up on my maybe not. I might put it up on my socials. But in my imagination, I imagined myself as a bee creature. And then I got someone to paint me as a bee creature. And when I look up at my desk, I see Edwina. And then sometimes when I imagine myself, basically flying around as Edwina with these massive wings and speaking to people telepathically. So that's the point I'm making. If you can't imagine it, your life will never reflect it. So I don't know what that means. Maybe next week I'll be coming with antennas and a proboscis and doing the show on that basis. Anyway, I'm going to move along quickly now. I hope you enjoyed that. I went off into a completely different direction. But hey ho, darlings, what can you do? Let's face it, life would be boring if we didn't have 1 or 2 slightly different trajectories. Don't forget to make a donation, darlings. See you next week. Toodle pip and cut. Bzzz. Well, I had to do 1 or 2 sound effects. Don't forget, make a donation. And kata.